Launching very soon on October 28th, Duet Night Abyss started out as an anime Warframe gacha game with a stamina system and a bunch of other gacha mechanics. While the game is still anime Warframe, the devs have decided to actually remove pretty much all aspects of gacha with the exception of costume acquisition. The latest livestream on October 25th revealed a lot of information about how unlocking characters works, and in this video I'm going to summarize what we learned while also going over information I found outside that livestream. My name is Marcus and I hope you enjoy the video. Starting off, it seems like there'll be 3 tiers of characters in Duet Night Abyss. First, the super new character, released every 28 days. Right now it's Psyche on launch and Fina in November. Then, the infinitely grindable characters, which is pretty self-explanatory, and eventually all characters will go down to this tier. But finally, I believe there's a third category that for now I'll label the weekly boss type character. These are characters that are not infinitely farmable, but also not the current new character, which means they don't have their own event going. These weekly boss characters are unlocked through the weekly boss drops, and we don't know exactly who will be in this category on launch, but we do know that brand new characters, like Psyche, will join this category as soon as the next new character, like Fina, releases, and every new character afterwards should follow this trend. So the cadence of character acquisition we can expect will be something like this. New character we do an event for, they drop down a level to be available through the weekly boss drops, then finally they will be eventually just infinitely farmable like the rest of the characters. Also, there are dupes you can unlock for characters, which pretty much is like any other game with dupes. The more copies you have equals the more power, and I believe there's a max level of 6. Getting into what we do know, the game will launch with 17 playable characters and 45 different weapons. The characters named in blue are characters you'll get completely for free, whether through the story or pre-registration events. The newest character in green, Psyche, will be unlockable through her special event. The rest of the characters are available either through infinitely grinding or as a weekly boss type character. The image shows the general breakdown of unlocking an infinitely farmable character. It tells us that we do a bunch of activities that'll give us clues that will eventually be turned into a character's secret letter. You're also able to directly purchase with money the secret letter without having to collect the clues. And once we have this letter, we can combine it with grindable shards to actually unlock the character. There will be daily activities that grant more resources toward the character. This is for players without too much time to grind so they don't feel too behind by being a daily player. Moving on to the next type of character, the brand new character, there isn't that much information on their specific events, but we do know that the only way to get this secret letter is to do the current event. And for Psyche and Fina, their event is called the Immersive Theater. Finally, onto the most interesting and most unknown aspect, the weekly boss type character. This archetype of character comes from the fact that in the JP livestream, the secret letter selection did not include every character, only 12 out of the 17. And we know that brand new characters would be moved down to being a part of this weekly boss type character. So to summarize it, on launch, I believe there'll be some characters that people might think are infinitely farmable, but are actually in the weekly boss category, with brand new characters taking their spots eventually. This might sound kinda bad, but user Shoku Ryu on Reddit gave a good description on how it might actually feel. Feel free to pause and read it, but they pretty much state that as long as we keep up with doing the weekly bosses, we'll obtain characters faster than they can release them. This means that eventually we'll unlock every character as long as we keep up with the modes. I hope this video made it a bit clear on how unlocking characters works in Duet Night Abyss. My name is Marcus, thanks for watching, bye.